Am I 48? Is that the right math? Can you take 2021 minus 1972? Really? No. I'll be 49 this November. Okay, fine. I'm 48. I'm so much more comfortable showing everybody the parts of me that I spent a lot of time concealing as I was younger. Shawn Killinger, 48. I was going for the blackheads right before we started talking, and look at that nice welting situation happening. Anyway.
How do people describe you, like people who know you well?
Colorful, quirky, verbose, although I don't think they would use the word verbose. I'm completely honest in the sense that, like, I have to just tell you what I'm feeling or kind of what my opinion is on something if you ask. I'm not great at filtering is the thing.
Do you feel like the older you get, the less of a filter you have?
Yes, the older I get, the less of a filter I have, but it's not like my lack of filter is actually because I just, with every year, get so much more comfortable in my skin that I'm less afraid to be who I am. Like I'm not spending so much time trying to be someone else. I used to think that talking about your warts, or worse still, like showing them, was a huge sign of weakness. But now I'm old enough to know that the most interesting people are the ones that are super flawed and let their flaws hang out. It's just, I'm so much more comfortable showing everybody the parts of me that I spent a lot of time concealing as I was younger.
You seem like a very bold person when you're working. Do people expect that of you all the time? Are you okay with that?
This is the last Friday in March. Holy cow, IT Cosmetics has their March Beauty IQ.
Can't wait to do hair tonight.
Yay!
I'm gonna have you start for all the newbies out there. If you already own Perfectors, this is your chance with crazy.
So what's in Shawn's satchel's $19, just the way I like it. Get back over there. Okay, it's time rolling. But every Monday night in April, I got a hot date with a super hot man named Isaac.
My middle name is what? Cardigan Sweater, darling.
Hello, sir.
Hello, darling.
Hello,
Hello,
darling.
ma'am.
It's gonna be a train wreck of an hour.
The biggest misconception is that the appearance of boldness is synonymous with like a suit of armor. Like, I just don't give a crap. I'll say it, I'll be it. Maybe I'm doing it to like shock people, or in general, like I'm just so out there because I'm so at home in my skin that like, I don't care what you think. And I mean, that's a total lie. I mean, I'm actually an incredibly sensitive person. I'm that person that I seem like I have the world by the tail when I am in my go mode. But in reality, in the back of my head, the other Shawn is talking to inner Shawn and saying like, did you see how that person looked at you when they walked by and they didn't even say anything? They probably don't like you. That was the result when I was younger of being so afraid, because I also didn't know what my true identity was yet, that I was so busy trying to be perfect and hide who I am and cover all my warts and not show weakness through being vulnerable. That's the big thing. I'm totally fine with being vulnerable, which is why I'm telling you that in addition to my boldness, I'm a hot mess of sensitivity. But when I was younger, that didn't feel organic to me. So in addition to trying to be perfect and cover everything up, I also never wanted to give in to the appearance of conflict or difficult conversations with someone because I was afraid to hear that the problem was me. Now, I know the problem's me.
It's nice to know that a person can get to a place where you're just like, yeah, I know what my issues are and I'm okay with it.
Well, here's what I've learned. In romantic relationships, if you have not dealt with your junk, you are a bleeping hot mess in a romantic relationship, and it will 1000% negatively influence the kind of person that you attract or magnetize to. My husband, who I've been married to now for 8 years, I think he and I make such a great team because we're not perfect, but we came together equally yoked at a time in our lives where like we dealt with enough of our junk. You cannot engage authentically and trust what you're getting back from another person if you're not giving them your 1000% vulnerability, which is really hard. But the key to life is recognizing that vulnerable is not weakness. But I mean, just in terms of what I'm able to give to the world and what I'm able to give to my relationships, I am so much better now at 48 than I ever was at 28. And so from that standpoint, like, I can't imagine wanting to be who I was then 20 years ago. It was a disaster. And so, I don't know. I mean, I've always been an old soul. I like rainy days. I listen to music, you know, from like a bygone era. So maybe I am secretly like an old person inside, but I much rather prefer the wisdom, the confidence, the exhale, that intentional exhale that comes with getting older and being able to look at the puzzle and figure out, oh, so that's where that piece goes. You know, when I got married, I was probably 129 pounds. Now I'm 146, and it just keeps going up, baby. And it's like, I hate that, right? Because we all have the weight that we look of as living our best life. And I know that's probably the result of too much wine and too much pizza. And
I think it happens a lot where people hide behind their appearance because they don't like the changes that are happening.
well, I think, you know, there's a lot of different versions of that, right? Like some people, you know, my mom has struggled with weight her whole life. So I have a real heart for what that feels like. And, you know, all of us have had or might be living through now moments of like not being at our most comfortable place from a body image standpoint. You know, the best case scenario is I'll just dress baggier. I'll just wear black all the time. But, you know, when you give in to that little devil on your shoulder, you slowly but surely you start to lose any sense of identity. I think no identity scares me more because I feel like then you're getting into topics like that soul is vacant, that soul has lost hope, and those are scary topics.
You have a little bit of a black mark.
Oh, I do. Yeah,
right?
that happens to me
Yeah.
all the time. So we'll just leave that there until I'm going to take it off so it dries. I'll tell you one thing. What I have found as I'm getting older, the things that like annoy me if I'm self-conscious physically, this is the big line here that I get shot up with Botox and it still won't go away. Those lines shouldn't be a problem, but I don't know why. I live for that new face lifting device because what I've noticed is like everything is starting to drop. I'm starting to get that volume that you see down here. And it's,
I have it too.
yeah.
And
And unwanted hair is a fun one. And if you talk to my mom, who's in her 80s, she'll tell you that problem just keeps getting worse. She's like, you start losing the hair on your head, but you gain it other places. So that's a nice feature.
I get like, I call it my witch's hair. It like comes
Yeah.
out right.
Yep. I don't know. It sounds like, it would sound probably weird to most people because they would naturally think that being that kind of vulnerability and candor requires like a lot of fearlessness and is very risky. I actually am so much more uncomfortable trying to cover all that stuff up.
I've never seen anyone apply foundation like that.
Okay, fine. Well, MAC foundation, Studio Fix fluid. But I do mix it with a little Anastasia. And then, you know, you lose all the foundation in the brush, just so you know. I mean, look how it just goes down. So if you apply it to your face just like that,
Yeah.
and you're not losing it in the brush, and then you blend it in. I don't know.
How old is your daughter? She's pretty young, right?
Yeah, Jagger's almost 4. She's 4 in June. I grew up in the generation of kind of like body analysis. I just feel like on so many levels, the world and society we live in now is opening up and becoming more inclusive and more accepting. So like I still look in the mirror and grab parts of my body to try and like smooth them out, or like, you know, we all do that. Or you like
Yeah.
be in the mirror and you be like, ooh, gosh, it would look so much better if it were just like that. But, you know, I will continue working on that for as long as I live. But I want to have a much better impact on Jagger as she gets older. So even at almost 4, I am very conscious. I never stand in front of that mirror and say anything negative about my body or grab my body in funny places. You know, every once in a while, Joe will, because Jagger just has the cutest body. It's almost like she's a budding gymnast. She has calf muscles at 4 that I have never had in my life. And Joe will grab like her cute little calf muscles and be like, girl, look at those calf muscles. Or he'll see something and I'll be like, babe, you know, I don't want to start talking about weight or size. Like, let's just be conscious of what we're doing here. I don't want to inadvertently like give her a complex that what you're talking about is a bad thing or makes her different in a bad way. You know, so yeah, I'm really conscious about it.
I have a 16-year-old niece, and of course I'm the cool aunt. So that means I can kind of say anything to her, but like whatever it is she's obsessing about, it's important, but also it's gonna be fine.
Yep. When you're younger, you can get away with like literally doing nothing. Then as you get older, you realize everything needs a little bit of help. So if it's a nip, if it's a tuck, if it's a pinch, if it's a poke, if it's an injection, I mean, within reason, I'm a total baby, but like, I don't need to just go prematurely gray, let the wrinkles set in, make no attempt and embrace aging that way. That's good for some people, but I'm no dummy. I mean, I work on TV and I've got to like, at least keep the dream alive.
I think if you always have bold lips and bold glasses, has your makeup look developed because you've spent most of your life on TV?
I think working on TV has been very helpful and beneficial because I have at my disposal the resources and the pool of talent that can teach me how to do the stuff that most of my girlfriends like don't learn because they're not in this business. So the tips and the tricks, you know, I get it when I go on air and I'm talking about highlighter. Like if I didn't work in TV, I'd be terrified of it too. Like, what the heck is that frosted powder? And like, you want me to put that on my face? Where does that go? Where do I put bronzer? Does it go all over? Contour? I don't know. Like, I see you putting a big dark line on your face. That's scary. How are you gonna blend that out? I'll just pass. And blush, I'm putting my blush on now. This is the best blush brush. It's Laura Geller's. And it has these, I don't know. Can you see that? It's so wispy and weird and amazing. So yeah, I just think working in TV has inevitably given me the benefit of learning some of the tricks, applying lashes. That's the other thing I will tell you. I am absolutely obsessed with eyelashes. So much so that like the other day I wore them in the car. I was taking my mom to the doctor. And she looked over, which this is kind of funny to me because now that I think about it, my mom has macular degeneration, so she can't really see that well anyway, but she apparently saw well enough from the passenger seat over to me and said, "Are you wearing lashes?" And I was like, "Yeah, I love them." And she's like, "Oh, because they look really, really fake." And I was like, "Oh, okay, thanks, Mom. Well, hey. Better fake than none at all." So yeah, I live for lashes. That's probably my favorite thing other than lipstick, which is my desert island go-to, ride or die. I've always been obsessed with lip colors that are not necessarily the most flattering on me, but I just love them. For instance, my number one favorite lip color is MAC, but it's not a shade we sell at QVC, and it's called Hue, Hue. And it is this fleshy, nudie, it's kind of like a little paler version of this. And I know it washes me out, but I don't know why. I just love it. And ever since I'm a teenager, I have loved frosted lipstick, like that pot of 1980s frosted lip gloss.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the best. So those kinds of things have stuck with me through my life, and I have a hard time shaking them. But then other things as I age, like wearing lashes, contouring, knowing how to lift my cheekbones with the right makeup and application, filling in my hairline so that naturally, without knowing it, like I just look a little bit more youthful. Those things I have learned from TV, and I mean, they've been great. I'm a lip liner overdrawer. Isaac told me once it's one of his beauty pet peeves. And I was like, really? Because I do it. I love it. Probably my favorite go-to nude on-air lip, Urban Decay Back Talk. Tell you, Amy Strand also joins me in this because I saw it in her makeup bag one day and I was like, oh my gosh, we both love Back Talk. Well, let's just see. That's it. Hope you like it.
Love it. So the same 3 questions I ask everyone.
Ready.
What was the last makeup tutorial you watched?
I can't even remember. I mean, I don't watch makeup tutorials. Is that bad to say?
What's the most used product in your makeup kit?
I mean, I'm at the bottom of the pan on this Mally. I mean, they don't even sell it anymore, I don't think, but it's like she makes the best highlighter ever.
What makeup thing did you learn from a woman in your life?
I think my brother was in college at the time, and his girlfriend at the time, Lisa, came to visit, and I wasn't wearing makeup yet because my mom wouldn't let me wear makeup until 17 or something insane. But Lisa showed me how to put on mascara. And my mom taught me about bronzer, which now obviously I'm obsessed with because I have 2 of these Laura Geller right there. And then I have Westmore. And this is just a sampling. I mean, my house is like it's like a bronzer outlet. And my mom taught me about fragrance. She taught me about the importance of smelling beautiful. I got my eyebrows microbladed, which I'm very happy with who I went to. She's amazing. I actually thought it was a lot easier. I thought I would struggle to talk and put makeup on, but it's not that hard.